Gangnam Style. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your monthly Fire Tribe report for Leo season 2026. Let's get the show on the road. We are back. Let me know if you guys can hear me properly. Yeah, baby. Let's get this show on the road, like I just said. We here. This Fire Tribe report will be available for, of course, everybody. Happy birthday, Leo. Oh, that's for the cards. Yeah, happy birthday, Leo. Congratulations. You feel me? Well deserved. I think this is like we will kind of discuss. Gonna be pretty awesome. As you are the definition of that. So, all right, let's do that. So, for those of you who would like a live reading, you know the deal. Click the description box below. Oh, how am I gonna do this? Wait, what the? Can I not add another banner? That sucks. Screw that. Oh, okay. At least I can do that. And I just realized, yeah, I can only do one at a time. All right, that's not bad. Boom. That's annoying. Okay, that doesn't make sense. I'm trying to figure out why. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so for those of you who would like, oh, the sound is off or whatever. Damn. You know what? I think that's because it's on the webcam. Let me see. Audio. Yeah, it's on the Logitech. That's crazy. All right, how about now? I think that should sound better. Okay. Yeah, congrats, Kristen. I applied to certain courier jobs. Hopefully they call me back. Could just drive around. Still gotta get my apprenticeship. Um, if they hire me, you feel me? The best counter to someone saying get a job is saying tell them to hire me. Boom. But yeah, that being said, yeah, what is this? Why are these scammers everywhere? This is ridiculous. All right, cool. So we're gonna talk about the fire tribe. Um, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you're Aries rising, Leo rising, Sag rising, Aries sun, Leo sun, Sag sun, all that good stuff. Okay, Aries moon, Sag moon, progressed as well as rising as well. You guys got to hold me down. We're at 85. If I say, if I say that which shall not be mentioned, I will add to the counter. It's just I don't notice when I say it, so you guys got to notice for me. All right, we're at 85 all time. Can you believe that? All right. For those of you as always who want a live reading, you email me your chart unless I have it already. $30 minimum. We will look at this Leo season for you. Now let's talk about how awesome this Leo season is finna be and is. All right. remember that you are always something according to someone else. Okay. Um, add to the counter, but you can't stop saying it at all. That's true. Yeah. No, that's true, Penny Time. I'm so glad you caught that. The goal isn't for me to stop saying it. It's not really that which shall not be mentioned. I just don't want to add to the counter. But you're right. I could still say it. That's a really good point. Uh I'm gonna keep it at 85 for now. We'll see, we'll see. But given that, given that, let's start with Aries possibly. But yes, you are only something relative to someone else. I want to say this for those of you who are a little bit too caught up by what other people think or say. Um in the sense where, you know, I used to think that if a tree fell and no one was there to hear it, it still makes a sound. But I don't believe that anymore. Does it make a sound? Sure, but if no one was there to hear it, yeah, it still made a sound. But did it? No, it still made a sound. But regardless, you are only something relative to someone else. All right. As far as subjectively, as far as like in opinion wise, keep that in mind. Um, a lot of things people define you as, good or bad, only exists relative to them. Them not existing, them not being makes a lot of what they say not even real, which proves that a lot of what people say is not even real. We have conflated this sense of what's real with what socially we accept as real. You know what I mean? When we say all these sorts of nonsense or they say these things to describe people's characters for better or for worse, it's ultimately just how someone feels. And we have throughout time hyped and gassed up what people feel so much to the point of making it real where it's not real. Okay. And there's something to keep in mind. So the reason why I'm saying that is now some of you stress yourself over things that people say that aren't even real and don't even exist outside of their existence or presence. Okay. I don't know who needs to hear that. It's not really the biggest deal, and this can apply to whatever, but it's just kind of fascinating to me how most people live their entire life to achieve a interpretation of success that's not really real, as much as this is just what a group of people acknowledge and recognize. So most people will look at their life and consider themselves not successful because they did not get the acknowledgement from a group of people who shit, piss, will inevitably die, and have decided throughout tradition and culture that this is what we define as successful. Even though it changes every age, it is not the same relative per culture. And outside of it being an opinion, we hold to such high esteem. You have been conditioned psychologically since birth to reinforce positive emotions towards one outcome and negative towards anything outside of that. So a lot of your desire to achieve this has been coded since you were a child. And it's very easy for you to think that that's what you want. Obviously, these are tied to universal feelings. Everyone wants to feel good. Everyone wants to feel this sense of success. So it's not like there isn't a facet of your own individuality that wants this, but really ask yourself why it is you feel that without that, you haven't achieved anything, even though the entire concept, which is mapped by the 10th house subjectively in astrology and played out in real life, is really just that, subjective. It's not, there's nothing real about that. The only real thing about your life is that you'll live and then you'll die. Like that's, but you know, we find ways to take the simplicity of life and add more complexity and more spice to it, even though it's all fake. Even though it's all fake. Like humans are the only people, right, who have to pay to to make a living. Human beings are the only species that have to actually pay to not die. No animal species has to do that. Like it's only human beings. We have successfully duped ourselves in, even though we all know it's bullshit, into believing that this is normal because we need to achieve success. That was defined for you in a system that was created. That's not really natural. It was created relative to how it was updated. The reason why I'm saying this is the greater outlook of what all of humanity is waking up towards. Thank you, fam. Okay. And yes, people are going to think you're crazy. This is Aquarius. This is what I'm saying. Like Pluto and Aquarius is awakening so much of this, so much of the way people have just lived and been like, well, that's just how things are because you chose that collectively. Nothing of it is real. Human beings are the only species that will brag about in-game currency and monopoly money that defines them, but isn't real. At a certain point, like the reason why the Aztecs, the Mexica, the reason why the Aztecs fell to the Spanish, or not really fell, but a large point of disconnection is they could not fathom why the Spanish valued gold so much. They could not fathom why to them it was just, it was literally just a resource. It was just something there. Yes, they had certain value, but they didn't necessarily value it as much as the invading Europeans that came on the land because its value is subjective. Money is purely confidence. That's why the market fluctuates. The market literally goes up and down based on how people feel. That's how like not real it is. Really keeping in mind, like most people kill themselves, kill other people, and die based off of things that are not even real, based off of a subjective evaluation. It's easy for me to say this, yet you go outside, there's a working market that exists. So I'm not trying to deny that this exists. It's the conflation that humanity has allowed themselves to be tricked and duped relative to people who have nothing else other than that and have built their entire personality around shit that's not even real. Like breath. We can speculate about the value of oil all day. We can come to an agreement. We know we can because this is happening on a market right now. That market is probably closed, but people spend all day speculating on, no, I'm going to sell. No, I'm going to buy. You cannot speculate on air. Like that is objective. If you don't breathe air, you die. That is objectively real. And I'm not saying that to say that we need to change. I think the way the system is inevitable. I mean, yeah, we can find better ways to transform it. My whole point is the way society influences you to conflate a made up gaming system with what's actually real to the point that we value the made up shit more than the real shit, the real stuff, okay, is a theme that I want you to really hold on to because a lot of what people will project onto you in order to base on whether you are good, bad, successful, or not is based off of fake shit. Somebody's entire legacy will be judged on the fact that they never won a championship ring despite all the stats they've gotten. And that's ultimately still just subjective opinion. Within the system, cool, but now we'll conflate that to apply to someone's real life as if the entirety of what they lived is based off of fake shit created in a fake system. People are fucking delusional and will call you crazy because you have the audacity to call that out. So I'm not saying that to look down on these muggle ass bitches. I'm saying this so that you do not lose yourself within the midst of this journey, especially as we embark on Leo season, where with Pluto and Aquarius, a lot of these dynamics are going to rear their head once again. And some of you could lie to yourself and listen to other people try to tell you about your life because they don't see any status indicators that they were brainwashed and basically told to accept is real. That was never real. That was made up from people who live an entire lie that had to change history and lie to you in order to make sense and justify all the bullshit that God is here. Your very willingness to be yourself in a world that tries to define who you are is the most revolutionary thing that you can do. And it doesn't require doing anything as such. The most revolutionary thing you can do is literally nothing, to the point that they call you, oh, you're lazy. Oh, you're terminally, oh, you don't do anything. Perfect. So what are you supposed to? There's nothing in this world you're supposed to do. And now remember, this is just my interpretation. You can decide, no, peace dealer, that's wrong. You're supposed to live in action and make the most. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm giving you my perspective. There is not a single thing in this world you are supposed to do but be. You were sold that lie that you have to run a hamster wheel and do with fear. Well, if you don't do anything, how are you going to make a living? How are you going to do? And it's like, do the birds have to worry about where their next meal is going to come? Of course, they probably have a way smaller life expectancy, but these are concepts that were fed to you in order to feed a cycle of fear so that you have to do. None of that was ever true. Ever. I'm a manifesting muggle ass bitch. I'm sorry, excuse, that's hilarious. A manifesting generator or what? Yes, I had to. This is channel. I was supposed to jump right to the readings, but this is huge. I have to make sure we talk about this because some of you are still letting people tell you why you aren't worth it enough, why you haven't done enough, why you need to still have this and do. That's a lie. There's nothing more you need to have. There's nothing you have to do. Yeah, there's consequences seemingly if you don't do anything in a society like this, but everything you lose was not meant for you. Everything you lose is in victory, even though the world will tell you that you're a loser for losing that, for not doing anything. It's waking you up. And accept all that ridicule because it's coming from people who don't know shit about shit. They won't put that on anything. They can't demonstrate anything they know. All they know how to demonstrate is that they follow orders and that they run a really good hamster wheel. That's it. That's why I have increasing amounts of people who are really wondering what the fuck is the point of all this. There never was a point. There's nothing for you to do in this life. You're just meant to be. So if I can convince a whole bunch of people to do shit for me to feed my family and a few other people's family that we've bought all these industries, you'll believe it because we dangle this prize in your face. We like, see, you can be rich like us, even though we took over these industries that's supposed to be free for everybody. You just gotta work hard. And weak-minded idiots will believe it every time. You're not a weak-minded idiot. You're not a stupid little bitch, and you're not a muggle-ass bitch. So welcome to Leo season, because the revolution is televised or not televised. Whether televised or not, it's not going anywhere. And it's going to be made of all the individual billions of people who are making this same realization in their own way, regardless of what level they are. And I know I'm framing it like a certain way. You can frame this as the best thing ever to happen. So everything that I told you is happening, I won't tell you is a bad or good thing because there's no such thing as good or bad. It's subjective. You might look at the same thing as good. Someone else might look at it as bad. It's merely a thing. You don't need anything from this world, not even food. Okay. Now, not having food could mean you'll probably like die, but that doesn't mean you need it, even if your body starves, and some of you can become breatharians. I don't know how to do that, but I do like that statement because now this borders on to freeing from the fear of death, to where, yeah, there's what's needed for survival, but then there's also really the very idea that you need to live on. This whole natural selection thing is still also just a choice too. And there's the pride to preserve, of course, your humanity, and to further your genetic line. But people who really speak about furthering your genetic line and your family, they don't know shit about the afterlife. They don't know shit about previous incarnations. They don't know anything about life after death, outside of just made up faith systems that kind of interpret it. So something to keep in mind. Okay. All right. I almost said, you know what? You know what? Let's just up the ticker. So with that being said, we're going to turn this to 86. All right. Let's start with Aries. So Aries, once again, the fire tribe, this is going to be available for everybody since this is Leo's birthday. Okay. You feel me? And yeah, so concerning what a time to be alive, for sure. Concerning Aries, congrats, you have Neptune, you have Saturn in your first, if you're Aries rising especially. And this is putting you in a position while it's retrograding. Shout out to those of you who are having a Saturn return right now, which is super badass. It's retrograded at 14 degrees right now. And for my Aries risings, especially, this is really like starting a new business and getting it off the ground. You're building your own authorization. You are embodying authority. You are literally disciplining your own personality. So just like it takes 2.5 years to get a business off the ground, and there's that difficulty and that extra responsibility to hold the liability and to take the risk. You know, the most important thing about an entrepreneur is that they have to take risks. Okay. And this puts you in a position to hold all that responsibility by the time it goes into your second house. So that just means like it's like carrying an extra weight jacket where everything is a little bit heavier on you. Neptune is reimagining this sense of your personality. And you and Gemini, especially, and Aquarius, what's very important for you three signs more than other people, one, unlike Leo, Libra, Virgo, who pretend not to care what other people think, but desperately care what other people think because their socials, their personality is based around other people. And like as performers, they do care about their audience because like they put themselves out there so much. So they're going to be more likely to fold to audience expectation. Aries does not do that. Aries is most likely to do their own thing and turn off their audience. Aquarius is likely to go left and take a risk with something different that might be generational because they really don't care. And you know, Gemini is going to say whatever the fuck Gemini wants to say. Okay. So these three signs, you're going, and if you are Leo or Libra, you have these three signs. You have Aqua, Aries, and Gemini. That's why you don't care. All right. So you three are going to have to really pioneer this sense of eccentricity to the point that you're willing to be the loser. You're willing to be the lame. You're almost willing to be a revolutionary lame in the sense that you're going against what's pop culture, what's popular, what's cool, whether to make a statement or whether to just establish the fact that you giveth no fucks, which in and of itself is a worthy and admirable goal. No matter how crazy you look, Taurus, honorable mention, and Pisces, we see you. Taurus and Pisces, you are definitely there too, because y'all don't be giving a fuck as well. So yes, Aries, you in embodying this originality and the reimagination of this quality, especially if you're Aries sun or progressed rising or sun, is activating this original new direction, rebooted direction. You are carrying yourself and developing your character, the authenticity that goes into this. So Leo season with Jupiter now, all right, that we're getting ready to conjunct with the full moon is activating a new cycle of creativity. Everything that I'm saying around breaking through of supernatural talents carries your code in that for everybody, because this is an Aquarian breakthrough of Leo. Leo will be the talents, but because this is your fifth house of creativity and talents, you're going to embody this more than anybody else, Aries. So everything that you have activated this late March relative to this new embodiment, this new discipline, this new authority, everything coming into late May, you activated with Uranus rather, in Gemini, which activated innovation of your skill sets, your mindsets, your abilities. You're now integrating in the form of talents. How do I take these innovative new abilities, this radical reimagination of my identity, and how do I perform that on stage? That is now getting ready to evolve this drama. Drama is the energy to transcend as a Leo, but also the energy to embrace, because I thought it was as simple as Leo just not creating drama. But then I realized Leo is drama. Cardi B asked, "Am I the drama?" And really, she's just like the voice of it. It's Leo. It's not Libra. Libra is like the instigator that's going to make it work for them. But Leo is drama. And Leo, drama isn't necessarily something that you can separate yourself from. You were born in it. You were molded it. Your very birth was a drama. It was the birth of a drama. Your life is the drama genre. You cannot divorce yourself from drama. It will follow you wherever you go. It comes from you. And so Aries, this is important because drama is the creativity with which you fully express yourself. Shout out to the jewels. I'm not sure what they convert to, but I appreciate y'all. I'm going to check that after the fact. This is awesome. Leo's album cover is "I Am the Drama." Yeah, the answer to Leo to Cardi's. That's amazing. So, Leo is Libra with the megaphone. I love that. And this puts you in a position. Aries moon, the loud part is her Aries moon. This is important because Aries, this is going to also now take late January, where you activated this awakening of your social circle. Pluto here in your 11th house is finally bringing up to speed your circle of friends with concepts that they really called you crazy. So here's my favorite joke about Aries right now and Aquarius. And if you're an Aries rising and if you're an Aries sun, I want you to comment. I want you to comment fire. I want you to comment fire if everything that your friends were calling you too woke for, everything that your friends were saying you're crazy for, now they're awakening to, almost like it was their idea. Like Aries have this very funny thing where people are talking to Aries about things Aries has been telling them, and they're like, "Aries, you're crazy." And then now they're talking to Aries like, "Aries, check this out. Have you heard about this?" And Aries is like, "Yeah, yes. Oh, I have. Wow, that's so amazing. Congrats." I want to know if I'm tripping or they still don't get it, or you're actively experiencing this, because it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like it'd be one thing for them to be like, "Aries, you were right. Wow." But they're trying to talk to Aries like they came up with the idea. Like, "Aries, you need to check this shit out." And it's like, bitch, I've been watching this shit for 10 years. I've been trying to get you on this the whole time. Aries, be patient. You're the one. You're the first. Be patient. They're finally getting on your level. And they try to look down on you, Aries. Like, "Oh, you're the one that needs to grow up." How come you were the first to get it? How come you were the first to get it? Why? Why? Aries finally knows what it feels like to be a Sag. Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go. That's hilarious. All right. Are we talking about my 10th? Keep this in mind. So this is this 20-year arc of now your friend group finally awaken. You know who you are, okay? Even outside of Aries, the ones of you in your friend group that like you got onto something way before they got onto it. Here's a classic example. Let's say anime. Let's say you were the first one to watch anime, you and a couple of friends. Like you and two friends are the only ones in your friend group that talk about anime. You can't talk to anyone else about it. They think it's weird, or they think the spiritual shit is weird. Boom. Now they're talking to you about, hey, you need to read this manga. You need to watch this anime, bro. And it's like, bitch, I seen that anime like 6 years ago. Why are you talking to me like I didn't try to get you to watch it? Boom. They don't even remember that. They trying to put you on, Aries. Hilarious. Hilarious. Anyway, that's what this 11th house space is. It's awakening your friends to where you're at. It's your friends awakening you. It's having like these alien beings in your friend group suddenly awaken and be like, just speak an alien language. All right. Gemini risings too. Now, the breakthrough to Leo, if the 11th house is the audience you perform to, and the 5th house is your actual talents, you are evolving your creative talents in order to perform to the 11th. One thing I learned that I didn't really keep in mind, but I think is a little bit true, is that your 5th house is actually representative of friends of your heart, whereas your 11th house represents friends from career. So you have like those platonic associates you know from your work or from school or from your job that you hang out with, and they can become your friends. But like I used to see, and I still do, 11th house is like your best friends, but it's more accurate to say that these are more your acquaintances. The 5th house friends are the friends who love what you love. In fact, we don't have to say friends. This is why this is more a romance house. This is like, oh, you know, I hang out with these guys after work because we all meet up in the same group or we all go to the same place. I meet up with this person because we both love Cardi B and Lady Gaga. We both have a huge obsession with Lady Gaga and Cardi B, and we both sing their songs together, right? I'm meeting with these guys because we're gonna go to a concert, but me and this person, we know Lady Gaga's lyrics by heart, right? Like friends of the heart, the 5th house versus the 11th house. Sometimes they can switch and be the same or interlock. But yeah, you guys show love to Lady Gaga. You know what I'm saying? She's definitely a vessel. Yeah, she has Hades in her soul. I'm saying too much. Now, outside of that, right? Aries, you'd be surprised. This is putting you in a position to break through development. Aries sun as well. I'm very glad you mentioned that. I am mad darling. Thank you. This puts you in a position since yeah, she's Pluto Scorpio moon. Her and Katy Perry. I was not familiar with Katy Perry's game. Her chart is legit. And Avril Lavigne can get it. My bad. But that being said, I was not familiar with Avril Lavigne too. She got her chart. All right. That being said, I had to look to the counter. Since 2020, 2021, where of course Jupiter was conjunct Pluto in your 10th. Okay. Sheesh. Yup. They might really be vampires or aliens. One of the two. Definitely alien. Yeah. All that 10th house activation, Aries, with 2020 was breaking through the glass ceiling. It was awakening more of what you know you can accomplish, what is possible for you to accomplish and put yourself out there. And now, okay, no, the queen is very much alive. She hasn't aged a single day. So like she might actually be like some kind of goddess or vampire. Okay, it is what it is. I seen her recently. I'm like, damn, she's still fine. She's fine, fine. That's amazing. All right, cool. So yes, um, of course, of course. Uh, Now Jupiter is breaking through this awakening of your social circle, the communities you subscribe to. Okay, and who subscribes to you. For my Aries content creators, this will definitely be very unique because it challenges you to maintain authenticity in a place where, of course, I think they made up the same rumor with a member of the Beatles as well. I forgot which one. It's at the top of my head. But yeah, and someone else. But yeah, when Jupiter goes through your fifth, Aries risings as well. For those of you who are content creators, it raises your followers. Paul McCartney, yeah, it raises your followers. When Jupiter goes through the fifth, when it goes through the 11th, it expands your pool of support. So this is also going to be cool with that. But because Pluto's opposite, this is going to exponentially break through those of you who are artists, those of you who want to get your music out there, those of you who want to like get your style out there. It's the most important period to take advantage of. When's that happening? Literally now. And I'm so glad you asked. Do you see 4 degrees of the sun opposite 4 degrees of Pluto? It has begun literally now. You want to spend literally the rest of the year and all of next year putting yourself out there, connecting. This is where in your 11th, you want to awaken your new fan base. This is creating ground to tap you into so much more other people. Yeah, there could be a lot of hate towards your creative projects, but there's going to be so much more people who are aligned with you, who are authentic with you, who are going to thank you for finding them. And you can only do that by putting your stuff out there. You have to. God's favorite has to be Aries rising and Aries sun. If you look at God as Sagittarius, then you can look at God as Capricorn for the earth dimension, which makes Taurus Capricorn's favorite. Then you can look at God as Aquarius, as the mind of God, which makes Gemini the favorite. Then you can look at God as like Pisces, the divinity of God. These are like the 4 phases of God, the God signs, which makes Cancer the favorites. So this is why Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer are the babies of the zodiac. They're 4 of God's favorite, depending on what aspect of God you're dealing with. But we all know the creator is a Sagittarius. So there you go. So Aries is now the one that Aries is like the Anakin Skywalker of the zodiac. Before Luke Skywalker became Leo, Aries was originally supposed to be the first chosen one, but they either fall to the dark side or they stay on the good side or become an anti-hero. There's a little bit of a wild card element here. And yeah, so Aries, you are breaking through creative talent. Now, because of Pluto here, you are breaking through this in an extreme sense that breaks through a supernatural quality of these talents. And because Uranus and Mars are in the third, there's a quickening of how supernaturally you access these abilities and how much you innovate. With Uranus in your third house over the next 7 years, let's say it took you 5 minutes to perform an ability, it's going to take you 1 minute to an instant to 1 minute. You're innovating how effortlessly and how efficiently you, as an example, because it doesn't always have to tie to how quickly you can do something, but like you're innovating it, which is now going to innovate your talents, right? If it took you 1 minute to do something that it normally takes you 10 minutes to do, then if you're performing that on stage, that maximizes your performance time and what more you can do in your performance. This is how this Leo season is going to shift considerably for you, and how this is going to open up and prepare amazingness. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's really the gist for this Leo season. I don't really want to talk about anything else. Mercury is direct. It's coming out of your fourth. A lot of Jupiter has really evolved the depth with which you lay your foundation, where you can feel at home. I really do like fire signs in the sense that, let me remember, I'm earth air. I'm a dusty robot that, like, the fact that I think that I can explore feelings and emotions is actually comical, despite my water in my chart. Like, this is foreign to me. So this is my impression of water, fire, and fire, water. Are you ready? And just fire signs in general, water signs. Okay. If you're not obsessed, I don't want you. I don't like nonchalant, aloof. You need to have passion. Where's your passion? Why don't you care enough? If they don't care, and if they're not bleeding in passion, and if they're not willing to lose their life over me, I don't want to. Take your nonchalant ass over there. That's why you act like you have no feeling. You're trying to be too cool. You're trying to be aloof. My bad. That was the best I can do. As you can see, I suck. Clearly you're neat. Without y'all, it'd be boring as fuck. And like people like me, we're okay with boring. We're naturally boring. But see, y'all add some some fun. So yes, you're listening to a dusty robot. Yes. All right. So shout out to Dusty Gang. But like, you feel me? And don't get me started with water. Water takes us to a whole nother delusional level. Like, if I can't feel it, I can't even do water. I'm too logical to do water. This being said, okay, I'm bad. I said I'm too logical to do water, knowing that I'm crazy and delusional when I want to be too. But regardless, okay, dust bunnies, fire signs hate to see me coming. Fire signs hate to see a earth air sign or an air earth sign coming. We just suck all the fun out of it. We're just mad boring. We're just okay with whatever. Yeah, type shit. Oh, you just mad that I ain't mad. You hurt that I ain't hurt. We are their weakness, because fire and water try and trigger you, and it'll just be like, all right, that's cool. No, that's totally fine. How can I help you? Like, you just can't push our buttons. Like, we're not gonna erupt. We're not gonna beat you up. Some fire signs want you to fight them. Fire, especially Sagittarius, is the best at this. Like, Sagittarius will instigate beef just to fight you. Some fire signs, they're cool. They just want to fight you. If they can't fight you and feel like they're whatever, they feel like you don't love them. These are crazy people. Like, air is crazy, but these are water signs will do it indirectly just to feel like you care. Like, that's how insecure water is. Water will be like, let me piss them off. And if they don't get angry at me, they don't care about me. And if they don't care about me, like, imagine being an air or earth sign being like, bitch, you are delusional. Like, what the fuck? We couldn't just have a regular conversation? And then we're made out to be the narcissists and the emotionally manipulative. Yeah, we need to make another Secret Life video. Shout out to those of you who peeped that. Okay, it is what it is, man. You know I'm right. Fire signs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is why we're your ops. If it wasn't for us, you'd burn everything down. We need to be your voice of objectivity. Now, if it wasn't for y'all, we probably wouldn't see meaning in anything and would think that's okay. But cool. Okay. Oh, Jesus, man. So, Aries, this depth of your comfort zone. The reason why I was even saying this is because fire signs are basically water signs behind closed doors. See, we look at water signs. I'm going to keep saying this during Fire Tribe reports. We look at water signs as the emotional ones because they embody emotion. So water signs are like, and then I went to the store and I just really like the way her breasts look and the light reflected off of her nipples and it inspired me. I don't know why, but and they'll just cry freely, like, bro, we could see you. Like, you don't have to be like, what the fuck? But a lot of people don't understand water signs behind closed doors are more like air signs. And that's why a lot of them know how to use their tears. Like they still get emotional. Water signs are emotional, but they wear their emotions. And so that makes people think that they're more emotional than they even are. When really it's the fire signs. Fire signs wear their ego on them. They're like, what? I ain't no punk. Yo, I dare you. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm telling you I'm okay. No, I'm just passionate. I'm like, you know how they'll turn up on you and be like, I'm not angry. I'm just passionate. And it's true. Cool. And then behind closed doors, man, I don't even know what the fuck, why they even did that. Are they outside? Yeah, I ain't tripping. I love that shit. That is hilarious. Like fire signs on the low cry more than water signs, man. They just need they just need their privacy. Waterworks. A fire sign truly loves you if they can cry in front of you. I'm not even allowed to share that secret. Water signs do the most. It's insane. I'm not even allowed to share that secret. If a water sign cries in front of you, they really love you. Like they feel comfortable around you. And I'm talking about bawling. Like if they're comfortable to like really cry, like they really trust you. That's insane. Like they don't just do that. They're not just gonna do that. Okay, like for real. Like a water sign will just cry, right? But a water sign will just, it is what it is. Right? Because I cry in the shower. The fuck? Exactly. It's earth signs. You need to be careful about these earth signs. It's the earth signs that really act like fire behind closed doors. The earth sign is going to be slow to anger. They're going to be like, could you stop doing that? Could you stop doing that? Oh my God, could you stop doing that? This is the 60th time I've asked you to stop doing that. Could you stop doing that? Stop doing that right now! I told you to stop doing that! Stop doing that! Thank you for stopping it. That's Earth, buddy. Don't fuck with Earth. Like you have for if I see an angry Earth sign, you fucked with them for way too long. They didn't just get angry. It's like, what did you do to Virgo? What did you do to Capricorn? Because Capricorn didn't just get angry, guys. Like you push their buttons, or they have some fire, or whatever. Like you like, let's keep it a buck. Like you push Taurus to see red. There's no way. And people be trying to play Earth like that. It's like, no, blame water or something. Because you push their buttons, ain't no way. It is what it is. Did you like my impression? Yep. Volcano. Yep. Underneath the earth is a volcano. You don't want to erupt that. So yeah, I feel like water signs are the stabbers. Cancer is very scary. Water signs are very scary because when they've decided to kill you, they'll make you think stuff is sweet. Yeah. No, I'm totally not angry about the way you gaslighted and ignored me and whatever. Here, drink this drink that I totally didn't poison. And I'll be oblivious to shit. So like, I don't know if I can do water. I don't know if I can date water. I don't know what I would have said. That's the thing. You can say something to a water sign. At least the fire sign will blow up on you. You can say something to a water sign and you won't even know it offended them until it's too late. They'll be acting like shit is sweet. Oh yeah. Drake did a skit about that. That SNL Drake skit where like, oh, he gets it. That's not a skit. That's not a skit. That is how they really are. That is every Scorpio, bro. That is every Scorpio. Yes, like, oh shit, I like your shoes. They're not better than mine, though. The Scorpio, like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. How dare he? Does he know how much I pay for these shoes? And you think shit is sweet? Yes, because I told you that I put that shit behind us, but I lied. That is how they are. I'm not joking. That's not a joke. That's not a joke. Like, you need to be careful, buddy. You need to be careful, buddy. All right, Aries, you have evolved this foundation of how much more comfortable you feel in your own skin. And I think it can't be understated because this level of integration has shaped how much more creative you can be. Okay. And then, yeah, imagine being Sagittarius. And for Sagittarius and Gemini, we accidentally offend so much people. We can't even keep up with it. At that point, it's just like, okay, whatever. Because why would you think you could play like that? See, Shauna, you're not wrong, but like, damn. Like, you feel me? Like, who would have really known? So, yeah, it can't be understated the significance of this Cancer transit because it integrated new ground for you relative to how deeply, right? How deeply, I feel you, IDD98. You be in a position to feel more at home with yourself, and I think this is very significant because unlike previous iterations, the last time you did this was like 2013. Now there's so much depth. That square Saturn and Neptune really tied to this reimagination of your character. And so this is everything you're performing with. You're now comfortable in the studio. The whole point of that fourth house space was you're performing in a new studio, right? You're recording music in a new studio. And like you had to get comfortable in this new studio. To Kristen, you had to breaking it in. If you're not comfortable in the studio, the home studio you're recording in, it's going to reflect in your performance. If you're comfortable and you can really feel at home, you're going to express your whole heart. So that's what this Leo season is pioneering here. And the evolution is going to take everything you've ever been good at, and it's going to continue to evolve this. That's the most important thing. While Mars is going to act off of your mindset and begin to cover the ground that you have evolved, that you feel more at home in. All right. So Venus ahead of time is polishing the nature of your lifestyle, of your habits, amongst other things. All right. Scorpio moon here. He knows too much. Shout out to my Scorpio moons. I truly believe that Scorpio moons are the sexiest souls ever. Scorpio moon women are so sexy. And then Virgo moon woman. I've never met a Virgo moon woman with skin that's just not like Virgo sun and moon. Y'all skin is like wow. And then Scorpio moon, y'all have a glow. Sag, y'all the hottest. Like I've realized what each sign has. It's actually amazing. I see you, Kobe. Yeah, you can get it too, man. Period. All right, like it's legit. It's legit. Like I've never seen a Virgo moon woman that is just not gorgeous. I do have Virgo in my fifth house, so I'm very biased. But like that being said, I need to add to the counter. All right, so Aries, as much as I want to say more, I have noticed other astro YouTubers say the same phrase. This to me is a tell that they must be watching, listening to you. That's amazing. I'd be so honored. I'd be super honored. I wish I had the views to reflect it, but I'm going to stop being lazy and just producing more content. I need to, my goal is to just bang out video essays and actual content again. I'm just going to go back to the drawing board. I've been saying that for years, but I will. All right, I still have the World War Zero that's still coming out, and just it's going back to how I do it. So Aries, this is the beginning, right? Whenever you take a diagnostic, you ever go to a uh you ever go to a course and they give you the final exam at the beginning of the class just to test your proficiency. Then you take the exam at the end. Shout out to Melissa, you're amazing. All right, shout out to all of you. So this season is you trying out new talents. The full moon, by the way, if anyone doesn't know, I have season 2 of World War Zero. I have put out a couple of episodes. We're going to come back to that, but I just want to change the way I shoot it. So the full moon is going to break through. Who is in your corner supporting you? The new moon 2 weeks from then is going to activate new supernatural talents you've broken through. And you're going to spend the entire rest of the year leveling up those talents. So Venus ahead of time is polishing your behavior, your lifestyle. It's beautifying your lifestyle. It's like, oh, this is how I want to live my life. And this is how I want to live my life. But Mars is squaring it like, but this is what I want to think. And I want to think like this, but I want to live like this. So how do I think like this, but live like this? And then the sun is activating your talents. And then you're going to be aware in Virgo of how you're going to live your life. And Venus, which is already polishing how the sensibilities of how you want to live your life, the sun is going to make you aware of that. But first, you must break through these superpowers, these super talents to be exact, because Libra 180 degree on the sun's ecliptic path is superpowers to me. So yeah. All right. So next we have Leo, the lead role character. You're finally back. It is at this point I would like to remind you guys, for those of you who would like a live reading, you can click the description box below. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, I have it pinned, although it looks like, I don't know how accurate this is. Instagram is telling me that 0 people are watching. So I never know how many people at a time are tuned in. If you're watching on Instagram, shoot me a comment. Let me know that you're alive. Yes. Now, for those of you who would like to tip and donate, first of all, I seriously appreciate the jewels. So I'm going to really research exactly how this jewel system works, because this is freaking awesome. Other than that, for those of you who want to give Peace Dealer a tip so that he can support his marijuana habit and addiction, that will be very amazing. I'm not really going to be smoking that much after July. I'm going to take a massive break in August. One, because drugs do drug tests, even though I have a Wizinator to help with that. But yes, all right. Other than that, it would just mean the world to me if you could support his drug habit. I mean, if you can just support his business, and it's for a good cause. It's for a very good cause. And I mean, you don't have to give that much. A little $1 here, a little $2 there, it all adds up. You feel me? Really, I just need $10 for a pre-roll, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, tip of the blood, yeah. All right, just a little nudge, just so to keep in mind, asking you shall receive, as they say. All right, Leo is back and ready. Leo, they try to cancel you, they try to kill you, they try to retcon your character, which is an affront, because you carried so much of this production. Okay, Colby, I've showed you a picture of this before. I have this picture on if you go on the strip right now, there's this ad it's something about like, calling out this anti-Semitism. And at the tagline, it literally says, Jew belong. I'm like, Colby needs to see this. Like, I don't remember the thing, but it ends up saying Jew belong. And I'm like, who thought that was the right marketing? Because that looks crazy. Jew belong. Like, what? I feel like any other place that could have been seen as racist. But like, hey, it works. I don't know why. It's pink and white. And it's like, oh, bro, like, and they blast it on the strip. It is hilarious. It is hilarious. Okay. Regardless, I'm for it. I'm against anti-Semitism of all kinds myself. King Sigma, you the fucking goat, bro. Thank you very much. You're gonna be first. I got you. All right, I really appreciate you. Um, so yes, Leo, you carried this franchise, and you know what, bro? Could you email me because you've given me your chart, but I want to actually put you on my actual natal chart thing. Let me see if I have you on another account. But yeah, guys. So Leo, you done carried this franchise, and it's so crazy because you're the reason why people watch the show, right? And Leo, if any of what I'm saying resonates with you, I want you to comment lion. Okay. You carried your franchise. There are people who didn't even like the program. They only watched the program because you were there. Any episode where you were not there, they did not watch that shit. I'm gonna be keeping a whole buck with you. Like, they did not watch the show. Like, I'm not glazing. Okay, let me just keep it a buck. You carried the franchise. There are record numbers of dips in viewership when you weren't even in the episode. And then the production company wants to come in and retcon your character. Basically, seasons worth of content that you brick by brick carried on your back. They want to act like it never happened. And reasonably, this happened 2021 and 2023. And reasonably, you're looking at this like, fuck no, you're not about to retcon me. You're not going to just retroactively continuity my entire existence as if I just showed up later after the fact. And a lot of this was because they were intimidated by you, mainly because you realized you can go independent. This was unheard of, relatively. You're the lead role character. You let the producers and the production company produce. When they realized our highest selling actor wants to produce their own shit, they started to see you as competition. They started to put stuff out there so that you would get less popular. Jack, oh, shout out to you, Jack. I appreciate you, bro. Roster Records. All right. Well, as soon as I have permission, Jack, let me know. I'll share the music video. I know it hasn't been released yet, but we got a new music video on deck. It's already kind of done. It's my main man Jack's song. We just need to once he puts it out, I'll share it. Let me pull up your chart too. So yeah, Leo, you know what I mean? You know, not really taking the BS. You kind of still ventured out on your own. You released a couple independent things. Oh, Breath and Move, is that you? And boom, you feel me? Like, you kind of had some success, and it kind of pissed off a little bit of the producers because now they have to compete with you. And the reason why you did it was because you asked for more money. You said yesterday's price is not today's price. And they're like, what the fuck does that mean? And you're like, pay me more fucking money. And they were like, no. And you were like, yo, if I don't star in this movie, nobody's going to watch the movie. They tried replacing you with like a younger up and comer. It flopped. They reluctantly realized they needed you. They paid you a little more. It was a blockbuster. You wanted even more money. You're like, fuck that. I'm producing my own shit. And you're seeing a little bit of success because there's the other side of being a producer. That's not really the most easy, but you picked it up, right? So now you're back. They rebooted the franchise. They rebooted the series. They need you. You know they need you. They know they need you. You're ready to come back. And they're willing to give you a number that satisfies you. Okay, Leos, let me know if this has happened, if you've had to compromise and now you're being paid what you know you're worth. Leo, this is the debut of your character after years of writer strikes, actor strikes, and people trying to get right with the back office. This year is a make or break year because we're back. And Aries has come back, Gemini has come back, and Leo, it's your turn. You are going to set the tone for the rest of the year. And this is very important because if you flop, we're fucked. If you flop, Leo, it doesn't matter how good the writers are, like, we're fucked. There's nothing we could do. Like, if you flop this season, no one's gonna want to see this shit. And it doesn't matter if the rest of us care our way. So, like, we need you more than we've ever needed you. And I know this is awkward because just 4 years ago, we were like, we don't need you, Leo. You're such a narcissist. We don't need you. And then everything just started to crash. And then everyone started flopping. And we're like, Leo, we need you, please. Leo was just chilling like, you couldn't live with your failures. And where did that lead you? Back to me. Okay, Thanos. And we need you, Leo. Oh, my gosh. Because we tired of flopping. Like a Johnny Depp moment. Shout out to Gemini. Yup. Even some Geminis. Because, see, to Gemini, this happened on the writer level, behind the scenes. So they try to play Gemini like they didn't need our writing. We went on writer strike. Boom, the script quality just went so down. People were like, the writing is ass. And then they finally paid us what we're worth. And Leo, this is a version of this is happening for you. Like the actors, they try to play the writers, buddy. They're like, are you sure? Because y'all look sorry right now. You look like you need us. Yes, they did. Even Aries, they tried like there was a villain issue. A movie is really only as good as the villain, right? It was a huge villain issue. Boom, they finally fixed that. So all the pieces are back together. And Leo, now that we have this Jupiter conjunction in your sign, you are back, baby. Leo is fucking back, baby. Settlements. What? Oh. And what this is doing is it's not only activating a new cycle of abundance and, of course, evolution. The last time you went through this was like 2014. What is it, 2026? Yeah, 2014. This isn't your first go-around or rodeo. If any of you are over 24, you've gone through at least two of these, right? Or if you're at least over 30, you've gone at least two of these. If you're in your 40s, you've gone through three. What makes this significant, bricks and figs, figs and bricks, mini figs. What makes this significant is that Pluto is in your ops sign. So your ops have a underworld lord that they're using to kind of get at you. So what is I had a reading earlier this morning and I had to explain what Pluto opposite the Leo sun is like. And I'm going to give you two examples that you may or may not have heard of, just like I gave her. Have you guys heard of Akash Singh? Right? Did you hear about how people are saying his wife ruined his career? Right? Or his wife is ruining his career. I want to use that story because that is textbook the best interpretation of what's happening with Leos, period. So let's kind of go over that. This isn't somebody who was caught cheating on their husband. This isn't somebody who was caught stealing, who was caught doing some questionable behavior. Akash Singh, who's not on the podcast with oh my God, Andrew Schultz, right? This is a comedian whose wife is they're saying his wife is ruining his image and his career, right? So this, you would think, well, what did she do that's ruining his career? She didn't get caught with another man. She didn't get caught stealing. She didn't say anything that was too controversial. She tried to start a podcast. She tried to put herself out there. Now, this is where, like Young Thug, I'm going to use Young Thug as an example because I don't necessarily want to put them out as like innocent victims. Neither of them did anything wrong. Spoiler alert, they didn't really do anything wrong. The irony is she's just wanting to put herself out there, right? She's being told, you're the wife. You need to stay behind closed doors. Stop trying to put yourself out there. But as a Leo, this is what Leo is supposed to do. Leo is coming back around another evolution cycle. Every Leo is in the process of making themselves visible, performing, showcasing their talents. All right. So in the case of her and Young Thug, you know Leo has an attitude. You know what I'm saying? Leo is going to flare. Leo's own fire will get them into trouble. You know what I'm saying? Never outshine the master, first law of power. But she wasn't even really doing that as much as just sharing her ideas, sharing her personality, right? There's a way Leo does that, though. It can rub some people off the wrong way. And like Leo's not meant to put their head down trying to not offend people, but it's very ironic. If you look at it objectively, she didn't really do that much. Yeah, she was sharing a lot, but a lot of it was just scrutinized based on how it made her husband look, who he doesn't even care. He thought it was cool. Think about that. He thought it was cool. It was other people who were thinking for him what he should think. Really important. I'm not trying to take her side or the audience's side. I'm trying to show you the reality. Pluto in Aquarius is the audience element opposite Leo, that extreme obsessiveness. That's like, no, stop saying stuff, right? This also happened with Young Thug. Ever since Pluto went into Aquarius, it's like everything he says now is under scrutiny. Stuff that was never under scrutiny before. Like this man was popping off so much stuff about, oh, if you're a rat, if you're a snitch, I can't mess with you. If you're a snitch, I can't mess with you. I'm gangster. I'm blah, 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 which he is. I checked out. His stuff checks out. But a lot of that fire backfired against him because of hidden audios that got leaked, because of the way he was caught gossiping with his, like should I gossip with my, like I'm Young Thug too, right? These things worked against him, even though there was nothing he can do about that. It's not like he wanted them to come out. And now there's a lot of forced hate. Pluto opposite the Leo sun is forced hate. Even Joe Rogan, because of his affiliations with you know who, people are looking at him as flip-floppy. People are looking at him as compromised. So I'm not going to say Leo risings like President Trump and Drake as well. I'm not going to say that, yes, the Leo King too. You're seeing this happen with every Leo. So I'm not necessarily going to say that these are victims. I'm not saying that aspect means that, oh, they're in the right and other people in the wrong, because a lot of what is exacerbating this are actions they've taken, things they've said. But at the other end of it is forced hate, where some people are going to use certain things they have a point to be mad at and crank it on 10 and force extra hate that's not deserved. Really keep that in mind. This is where this is a polarity. You're not your zodiac sign. So every Leo is going to be different. Maybe there's some Leos that do deserve it. Maybe there are Leos that don't deserve it, but it's letting you know that Pluto opposition is forced hate and forced obsession. Very important. It's very important to understand the dynamic, okay, where this is coming from. That's why I like to use Jaslene Singh as an example, because like if you strip down bare everything that's happening, this woman got ridiculed because she put herself out there and she thought she was funny. And she said some jokes that didn't go over with the audience. But like the idea of her putting herself out there to like perform is being met with extremely forced hate. That is a Leo archetype example that's happening with everyone. Down to Tory Lanez, who's releasing bangers from prison. And when Pluto went opposite his sun, he almost got stabbed to death. This is not a joke. Like, this is some real shit. That opposition makes any performer during this 20-year period really like that. Because it's one thing to put yourself out there and perform, but to say, I did it when Pluto was in Aquarius and people were really coming for me. Like, that's a whole nother level. If I was academics, I would have said pause. People were coming for me, pause. You feel me? If I was Dame Dash, I would have said pause. I don't play the pause game that, but yo, if you watched academics live yesterday, he said some shit like, yeah, he came over, he came on his ear. Oh, pause. Oh, pause. Yes, he came on his. Oh, he said something like that. It was hilarious. But yes. Yeah, then there's the whole like wife of an entertainer thing and having to stay in your place, which once again, these are traditional roles you're seeing people break out of. I am not arguing for or against these roles because I don't think it's uniform and the same throughout whatever. It's really an agreement between two adults. But it's these themes that we're seeing highlighted a lot more. Tori is a true representative. He's a rare endangered lion, a Cancer Moon Leo sun. The Cancer Moon Leo suns are the legendary Leos, the Pisces signatures. They have the moon dignity and the sun dignity. That is like a rare endangered lion species that we don't have enough of left. I hate how this sounds funny. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm dead ass serious. It's actually crazy. All right. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe a certain Aquarius was used to get at this Leo, because I don't feel like the criticism towards the Aqua is warranted too. Like every is their business. But you feel me? Like, Leo, this is going to be the beginning of a very important chapter for you that's going to define how much you want what you want and how much you're willing to stand your ground in the face of forced hate. That's all I'm going to call. I'm going to call Pluto and Aquarius forced hate. Now, this could also be obsessive love. Aquarius 7th house is going to be your relationship with your audience, your relationship with your fan base. So that would mean Cancer risings will have 40 years of forced hate. The Capricorn Pluto opposition and the yes, see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I was trying to tell Cancer when I was like, protect Cancer at all costs. And then Pluto conjunct Saturn was opposite Pop Smoke's sun, and because he leaked on accident his address, he got popped. Like, that's not a coincidence. That's the ops. That's the opposition. So for Cancer risings, there's the 8th house and 9th house projection of that 7th house base. It doesn't just end at the 7th house. The 8th house basically just, that's because Cancer washes Sag. The 8th house just extends a more spiritual warfare aspect that draws boundaries. It adds more transformative quality, but it starts at the 7th. This is also a great thing because this is going to completely awaken and transform the quality of your relationships with others. It's in connecting one-on-one, or since you're social, it's with connecting with your audience that through each performance, you awaken them. You share a sense of the supernatural. But that's if they can get over this sense of forced hate. Thank you, fam. Oh, by the way, bro, thank you for sending me your chart, but could you also send me your time of birth and your place of birth? Because that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to add you to the official chart calculator. So whenever you have time, I know you're born 1990, but please let me know. You could just respond to that email. Thanks again for saying that. 8th house just goes deeper. So Leo, I'm spending a little bit more time talking about this because this is very important. This breakthrough since late January is going to be breaking through this quality of your partnerships by the quality of performance you need to hold space in order to not fold. You're going to be pulled to fold like never before. Leo is the heart of a lion facing the barrel of a gun. The barrel of the gun is Pluto Aquarius. The heart of the lion is Jupiter and the sun. A rapper named Datin has an album cover that inspired me saying this, because that's what it is. The Lion of the Tribe of Judah. This is the heart to really stand up for the people. This is why Leo and Libra are the heroes. Leo gets people in their heart, and then Libra is the activist that speaks for the voiceless. Those two are the heroes that if corrupt, we're fucked. But if not corrupt, save the day. So the best way to corrupt Leo and Libra is with their vices. Just give them all the men and women they want. Boom. And you can pay them right. My bad. It's what Capricorn did. It's what Aquarius and oh my God, that's so horrible. All right. All right. Cool. So Pluto and Aquarius is a whole firing squad. So that's what I'm saying. Like to be a Leo in this period or to do Leo performances, you're performing in front of a firing squad. My prediction in an age where like Charlie Kirks could get shot and presidents in correspondence speeches could have attempts made on their life, and that's not even their fourth attempt. I have the prediction in an age where school shootings are more common and mass shootings are more common than ever, that performing and being a celebrity is not going to be the same as being a celebrity in any other period of time. I have the feeling that serial killer groups that target celebrities and that target performers to shoot them at their concerts are going to be more of the norm. And it's going to require heightened security. I hope this never happens. I hope this prediction doesn't come true. But it's just that trend of you're not just performing. You know what I mean? It's not like it's like to perform in today's day and age means you're harder. It's like I performed in an era where I was at risk of my life. Like just performing could get you shot or killed. Don't take that literally, because hopefully, please don't let it get like that. But like, I want to give you that energy, this extreme criticism or this forced hate. Okay. So that is a crazy statement. So please don't take that with a grain of salt. But that's kind of like the ideology, right? The mindset that it counts more to perform during this period because it's going to put you more in a position to break through and step into more courage than ever before. All right. And that will really speak towards the nature of how bold you are to really speak your heart in the face of things that are hopeless. Right. I forgot which person on Instagram says this dude who makes these cool videos that sounds kind of poetic and intellectual. And he said something about there being no point when it comes to being the hero. I wish I remember his name and page. When it comes to being the hero, some of you have seen him though. The hero, I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember how he said it, but the way he said it was like, there is no point. Like the hero makes the sacrifices they make, even if it's pointless. There is no point to the sacrifice the hero makes when they stand up in the face of injustice and get brutally murdered. There is no point to that, even outside of just to inspire the right people. The person is doing it in vain. They're going to get killed. I'm totally paraphrasing, but it's like the hero doesn't do it because there's a point. The hero does it knowing there's no point. That's what it's like to be a Leo. Literally, I think he referenced Jesus as a sacrifice too. It's like you're making this sacrifice that is ultimately going to seem pointless, but you do it anyway. That's what it's like to be a Leo right now. To be in the face of that and to have the courage to speak and say what's right, even if it means certain death. Okay. Which I would not really blame anybody for folding for, especially if you have people to live for. Thank you. Awesome. I got it. So, yeah, Leo, no biggie. All right. I forgot what Mexican performer did this. Some of you may know the name. I only found out about this on the internet because I saw it on a video on YouTube. But I think this is the number one lesson for Leo that I think in some way or form will apply to you. This was a Mexican performer who was performing in Mexico, I believe. It may not have been in Mexico. And the cartel basically told him, hey, buddy, if you perform this song, we're going to kill you. We are going to smoke you. And you know the cartel does not play. Anyway, the dude performs the song like a total badass and gets killed. That's Leo right now. That's every Leo right now. He knew the importance of that free expression. He knew the importance of performing that song. And he still did it. Yes. That's I met him in person and during Mardi Gras randomly. It was so awesome. But like that's what it's like, which that dude has to have some of the strongest mental fortitude to perform knowing that it's your last performance. I have every reason to believe this dude knew that they were going to follow up on his promise, and he still performed the song anyway. I think that's who it is, Chalino Sanchez. I think I know it was in Mexico. That's all I remember. Like, that is terrifying. Imagine you're performing to your audience. Yep, it was the cartel. And before you perform your song, right? You feel me? It's like, oh, I didn't know you were in New Orleans. New Orleans. Yeah, this was back in 2019. This was before the pandemic. And I think I had caught COVID because I got a nasty sickness and I didn't even realize it might have. I don't think it was COVID though. Yes, I think it was Chalino Sanchez. It happened to a couple of Mexican performers actually. So it's good to know. He read the death note on stage in Sinaloa. Okay. So, and it's nice to know it's not just, there's a trend of this too. He's the one who I saw spoken about. Yeah, it seemed like back in the 90s. It didn't necessarily seem recent because the grainage was, the footage was grainy. I think he was wearing like white or something like that. But like, all power to the man. You know what I mean? Like, if anyone folded, there was a time before I would have been like, oh, don't be a coward, don't fold. If anyone folded, I would never judge them for that. You know what I mean? Like, to walk away with your life when it's at risk. So to still risk your life and perform is, I think, the most bravest thing. And that is, in a sense, foolish. The hero is foolish in a way. When you could have walked away with your life and you foolishly still express yourself, that level of courage and bravery is foolish and yet still so badass. Still so badass. He wiped his brow and sang his song. Yes. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the type, that's what it's like to be a Leo right now. And it might not seem like that at first, but just keep that in mind. The heart to oh, I didn't know he was a Virgo too. The heart to really express yourself in the face of such certain opposition with no F's given. All right. This is this intensity that will put you in a position. Yeah. Okay. See, in these Libras, I was going to mention the Saturn op. For those of you who don't realize, Connor Murphy, I thought Connor Murphy was Scorpio. Connor Murphy died because of some kind of overdose. He drowned himself. Saturn was opposite his sun. So this whole like protect Libra at all costs is not a joke, guys. And now knowing that Saturn was opposite his sun, I think Connor Murphy got set up. I don't think he just killed himself. I think down to him overdosing and all that, I don't think somebody set him up. I don't think it was a person who set him up. I think his death wasn't as random as it looks. I think we could be dealing with some entities beyond our dimension that influence these things. I just don't know how to explain that without sounding like an idiot. But regardless, Leo, welcome to the next level. You are leveling up. The swag you're moving forward with, the quality you're moving forward with is just going to anchor more of this courage necessary. And with Saturn and Neptune, that is exalting in the 9th house your authenticity, which is why Leo is the main character. Like Leo is the main character. Leo is the main character because they teach authenticity. 9th house Aries, whereas Aries that embodies authenticity teaches philosophy and vision, higher philosophical views. Leo, which embodies performance and courage, teaches authenticity. They show their identity, which can add to the high levels of narcissism. But Saturn and Neptune here is reimagining the way of life that they identify with. the Aries ninth house, the way of life that structures set authenticity, that reimagines who they are in how they teach what they teach. And the authority, this is making and preparing y'all to be an authority based on what you perform and teach, because eventually this will go into Taurus. And as I like to say, everyone is narcissists because everyone has Leo in their chart, and Leo is narcissism. Leo is not narcissistic personality disorder. There's narcissism, and then there's NPD. Narcissism is not NPD. Leo is narcissism. Everyone has Leo in their chart. Everyone has a bit of narcissism. Like Virgo, they're closet narcissists. They'll never let you, they'll never admit it, but like they're basically Leo behind closed doors. Like I would be completely, Virgo is basically like, this motherfucker is never seeing me. Oh my God, they're so not on my level. Hold on. Oh yes, you just need to practice more, and then maybe you can get like me. Yeah, okay, like, and I love Virgo for it. I think it's cool. It is what it is. The only difference between Virgo and Libra is Leo is in your face telling you, yeah, you'll never get like me, brother. Like, it is what it is. With that being said, Leo. Okay. So, of course, all this 12th house Cancer with Jupiter and Mercury that's reevaluated these comfort zones and that's reevaluated this hidden house, this hidden sense of self, I would say is more than ever put you in a position to overcome unconscious habits, to surrender to the intuitive nature of your own emotions and feelings instead of letting over feeling hold you back, which isn't over analysis like Libra can have or overthinking like Cancer can have. It's just getting to in your feelings. And just allowing yourself to brave things through and not falling back into this outdated sense of old habits that you are replacing with new ones right now. Okay, self-love, we call it, because that's what it is. And Leo, this we are counting on you to return the society back to the heart, back to the heartfelt nature of why we even go outside in the first place, because so many people are disillusioned and so many people have given up. And so how do you inspire people? You make better art. And that's what you and Libra are going to work towards doing like never before. And yeah, I can't promise that. I can't promise that. Y'all are the ops. I'm sorry. You at most you get in 30 minutes. I can't really lie to you. It is what it is. Leo, this is going this is going to break through. Oh my God. And it's going to release a lot of these unconscious habits. You're going to step through. The full moon is going to break through who you know you can connect with and how you connect with your audience. And that new moon in 2 weeks is going to activate the process of starting this brand new cycle of you. Chiron in your 10th, that's going station, will retrograde, will begin the process of healing the value of your legacy, the not allowing other people to undermine your success and claiming what you've achieved, whether it's enough for people or not. And 9 of Pentacles, Venus in your second is going to make you rich, very rich, very rich, very rich, very rich. And this very rich and very rich. And the South Node that's stop, very rich, very, very rich. And the South Node that's going into your sign is also going to prepare to unlock relationships you're meant to awaken, relationships that are meant to be more relevant to the plot with you as a lead role character than ever before. Than ever before. Than ever before. So the activation on the South Node in your sign is going to unlock the natural talents you've always had. It's going to put you in a position to return back to everything. It's a reboot. It's a reboot of your character. Everything that made people fall in love with you in the first place, everything that reminded you how talented you are, you're going to use as a resource to inspire and awaken other people, provided that out of jealousy, they don't get at you first or kill you first. All right. Last but not least, we have Sagittarius, baby. Okay, Sagittarius. Your 9th house is Leo. Leo's 5th house is Sag. Leo and Sag have an affinity. So what Sagittarius shows the world collectively is the meaning of love. Ninth house is meaning. Leo is the heart, where we can say it is the core essence of love. In my opinion, Taurus is love, the appreciation of love. Leo is like the core expression of love passionately. Scorpio is the intimacy and love through trust. And then Aquarius is the highest octave of love through friendship, platonically and or romantically. But we'll just say Leo is love, because Leo is the central core passion of love. And because now that is Sagittarius's ninth house, which Sag rules the ninth house, Sag shows you the meaning of love. This is why Sagittariuses live in love, which is corny as fuck to me, fam. Like, even though they think we're corny, because it's like, ugh, like y'all are mad boring. Like y'all don't even live in love. Like, ugh, like y'all swear living in love is like you can't do anything without love. It's actually wild. Now, this is why you bring color and light to everything. Without you, shit would be mad boring, and I do acknowledge that. But damn, like y'all gotta live in love for everything. Like of course it's not corny. I'm gonna say it's corny because I'm corny. But like that being said, I have to add one to the corner. Shout out to my air signs. You know what it is. All right, there we go. I'm trying to incite elemental racism. Don't come at me for loving love, bruh. All right, y'all live in love so much. Y'all cannot fathom. This is the thing that's annoying about y'all. Y'all cannot fathom somebody being okay without love. You look at them like they're some kind of like, oh my God, just deficient. Now, this works with sex too, and that's what I like about y'all. Let a Sagittarius realize you didn't have sex, they'll be offended for you. They'll be like, what? You haven't got... Hey, come through. Yeah, lay it down for my boy. Yeah, dudes are like, they're really serious about, like, let them fuck. What, homegirl? Oh no, we gonna get you. Like, hey, can you hook my girlfriend up? Like, they're not, it's not a joke. I've been the recipient of this. I thought I was copping some tree. Boom. Before you know, he happened to have brought someone with him. Boom. Before you know, first day, she had Mars and Gemini on my son. It just happened. It was interesting. Okay. Fire signs are adamant. This has happened with Leo. That's one thing. Leo, Aries, and Sag, you're going to have residual sex. Fire signs taught me this term. I've experienced this with Aries. You could just be hanging out with Aries, right? Gemini too. You could just be hanging out with Aries, and Aries pulls someone, they have a friend. Boom, you weren't even planning on having sex. That's it. Leo, somebody can come and get with Leo. Leo's going to be like, I'm not going to do it unless my friend gets some too. And you're looking at Leo like, you thought of me? You don't worry about me. You thought of me? What? I didn't even demand this. They're mad generous. Sagittarius was not having it. Let them find out you're not in love. You don't have love. They gonna make it their crusade. I swear to God. It's like, you are so thoughtful. That is crazy. I didn't even know. All right. Low key, why I avoid fire signs, bro. That it was a wake-up call where I was like, I need to be in shape. I literally need to be in shape chilling with fire signs. It woke me up. I was like, I just can't get caught slipping. I can be going out with a fire sign. Boom. I am expected to perform. And if I didn't know I was going to have sex with this baddie, just because I hung out with my fire sign Aries or Leo or Sag friend, that night taught me, oh, hell no, Nebby. Hell no, piece of, you need to stay in shape. You never know. Yes, you never know. Like, you just you can't get caught slipping. Boom. Now I look crazy because I didn't know. I was going to be doing you. I already busted before. If I had known, I would have been more prepared. That was a wake-up call. That was a wake-up call. That was a wake-up call, buddy. That's when I realized, all right, you can't really play with fire signs. They not play. You're supposed to stay on point regardless, but that really. So Sagittarius lives in love. They have to show people the meaning of love, and like as a Gemini, like we're about truth. So like, miss us with this extra passionate shit. Like, where we do the knowledge. Like, what's up with the math? But I get it. Like, you literally need to keep up with them. It's insane. But I get it. You feel me? Like, you gotta, and they're gonna hit you with this Pollyanna optimistic shit that sounds so meaningful. Sagittarius is the king and queen of sounding so meaningful and saying things that are so inspirational, but saying nothing. Like, they're not saying shit. It's actually crazy. Like, if you really think about the aptitude, about the meaningful nature of what it means to be happy and why it's important to be happy, you need to open your heart, because you never know when someone else needs that love and how beautiful this will impact other people. And you just need to open your heart and to step into your heart and to open it and to make sure that everyone knows where you're going. And the car's like, and somewhere there's a Gemini or an Aquarius like, this motherfucker didn't even say shit. Like, what are you talking about, Kobe Bryant? Like, there's some Virgo like side-eyeing Sag. Like, are you kidding me? Like, y'all are eating this shit up. That's because they have chaos magic. Sagittarius has chaos magic that can captivate. They can sell anyone a dream with Pisces. Boom. And they know what they're doing. I used to think they didn't know what they're doing. They're very aware of what they're doing. This is how they get away with cheating on everyone they want to cheat on. Like, what, baby? I love you. I had to explore and share my love, but I had to share what you taught me. If it wasn't you, it's like, there's no way you getting away with it. Oh, you're rich as hell too. No wonder. It is what it is, man. I just, yes, I'm jealous. Yes, all my hatred towards Sag is pure jealousy. I'm not going to hide it anymore. I've been jealous of y'all for a long time. It is what it is. I don't even care. The shit y'all get away with, you and Pisces, makes me respect Virgo more, because at least Virgo has to work for it. Y'all just snap your fingers, be at the right place at the right time. I will give Sagittarius that they try 10 times more than the average person. So what looks like luck is that Sagittarius tried 10 times more than you. So they're going to hit more than you. But they try to lie to people and be like, see, it's not luck. I just try. No, you're lucky too, motherfucker. You're also lucky too. Stop trying to act like you're not extra lucky. You also have this weird luck magic that has people looking at you like, damn, you hit 6 times in a row. Like, there ain't no amount of times of hitting more. Like, don't deny it. Some of them know too. I remember going to the casino with an Aquarius. This Sag lady was like, yeah, you can use my seat if you know the Aquarius didn't take the bait. I was like, bro, she's basically telling you she enchanted the seat. Like, she knows she's lucky. It is what it is, man. But yes, Sag will fail more than others have tried. Both can be true. Their father is Zeus. Like, their OG is the god that had sex with so much human woman, his goddess wife cursed the human woman. Like Hera was just embarrassed. Just like, oh, who did Zeus get pregnant this time? So think about that when you see Cardi B and what she deals with Offset and Stephon Diggs. It's like, baby boo, why did you choose a son of Zeus if you know how Zeus does? Like, if you know how Zeus do, Zeus, of course, his children are going to do the same thing. That's why I'm like, if you date a Sagittarius man and he's cheating on you with the harem of other chicks, you did it to yourself. You saw this is what Zeus did to Hera. You thought Zeus, son of Zeus, was not going to do the same. You can't even be mad at them. They're just doing what their father did. That is who they are. Like at the core, Libra 2. Libra 2 is the charmer. I'm not finna say anything else because y'all be acting like Gemini is a cheater. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I know some Geminis made us look bad, but like, come on, fam. Come on, fam. You know we see it before it occurs, even if it's not coming through the best, we can still go in and see it. And on top of that, you could just make it happen. Sagittarius doesn't get enough credit for seeing a shit situation and turning it into gold. Shh. What? We don't cheat? What are you talking about? That is horrible. At least I don't. I can't speak for other Geminis. But like they don't get enough credit. They don't get enough credit for taking a horrible situation and making it work. Even if they had to fail a couple times. Before somehow they did, which still doesn't make sense. Like you still never explain how you made it work. And that's what I don't like about some of y'all. But like, cool. So Sagittarius, this Leo season is going to be your rising star year. If you're a Sag rising, it's going to prepare to go into your 10th house. Do you involve Eastern zodiacs and blend it with Western? If by Eastern you mean Chinese zodiac, I didn't take Chinese zodiac serious until I realized it is. So I don't know what the Chinese were on when they made the Chinese zodiac. That is super accurate. I need to study that. I want to blend it with Western. I want to master Chinese zodiac. I just haven't gotten there yet. I know it's based off the Jupiter cycle, but yeah. Vedic, I'll use Vedic with tropical calculations. I don't use sidereal, but Vedic with tropical is stupid accurate. So that's the most I'll mix Eastern with Western. But yeah, if you're a Sag rising, you're going through a rising star year. Jupiter is going through your 9th house. When Jupiter goes through your 9th house, you're the most lit. You're on your way towards success. You come into so much more notoriety. If you're a Sagittarius sun, it's making a 240-degree angle to your static natal sun or progressed sun. Okay. So this is going to evolve the higher meaning of how you show people what love means, what courage means. Remember, unlike Leo, which is the performer and the representation of courage and love, you, Sagittarius, are the creator. Okay, you're the creator who teaches courage, who teaches and shows love. Okay, the quality, the meaning, the power of love. Is that Celine Dion? I thought it was Whitney Houston. That's Celine Dion. The power of love. I'm such a good singer. It's insane. So Sagittarius, Sagittalawag. I'm going to start calling y'all Sagittalawag. I'm not going to do it. Sagittarius, okay? This is your final breakthrough. So you started this when Jupiter was in Gemini. Remember, Sagittarius embodies joy. If Leo is love, Sagittarius is the creative expression of love through joy. The 5th house of love would be joy. Sitting in that experience of naked baby on a horse. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, like whatever joy means to you. At this point, it was whatever. But y'all, I think that's why you live in love or whatever that jazz is. I have a human heart. I catch feelings. I almost wish I was a robot. But like, you're not allowed to say that to fire. So I swear to God, they'll look at you like you're some lame, like, you're afraid to. And then they always call you a coward. They're like, how dare you? You're afraid to love. You're a coward. No, I just don't take this shit as serious as you. It doesn't mean I'm scared. It doesn't mean I'm scared. I like being boring. Maybe I don't like to be passionate about every fucking thing. I don't know. I know that sounds kind of crazy right now, but you let them tell it. We're just like devoid of anything bright or light. All right, thank you, Taishana. I got your chart as well. So let me add you to the charts. All right. So Sagittarius, this is going to really accentuate a lot of one, the quality of what you're teaching and showing other people. And other than that, this is going to do things, and these things are going to inspire more things. And that is going to put you in a position to have fun. And yeah, that's what we have for the fire signs. Okay. So see, I gave Sagittarius a little bit more time. Basically, in a nutshell, Sagittarius, um you're gonna have this ninth house transit, and you're gonna inspire people or whatever. We got through Aries and Leo, so we got through the important fire signs, and that's all we got to do. So I'm gonna start to do. Oh my god, yo, this shit can get me killed. Disrespecting Sag like this is very dangerous, but I ain't afraid of no Sag, at least while I'm behind a computer screen. I'm not afraid of no Sag, son. Man, it is what it is, bro. Unless y'all trying to find people. Okay. Um, Easy. I'm your op. I can just Gemini can hate on Sag. We're your ops, buddy. Like, it's very easy. Aries is the homie, and Leo is the bro. I owe nothing to Sag. I have nothing in Sag in my chart. But like, all right, hold on. It's cool. It's cool. Don't even trip. Hey, Sagittarius, send your finest maiden. I'm not gonna ask you one more time. Aquarius, you didn't even get back to me. Sagittarius, I am speaking to the essence of the sign. Send me your finest maiden. Okay. Y'all are obviously the hottest. Send me your hottest Sag right now. And maybe I'll spend a little bit longer on these fire sign reports. Okay. I will see. We'll see. Okay. It is what it is. Well, she need to answer my email. Y'all be acting like you're too cool because you're next to Libra and you're next to Aquarius. And you think you're too cool for Gemini. Scorpio is the sexiest, but Sag is the hottest. Scorpio is next to Sag. So they are sexy. I'm going to give that to Scorpio, but I mean, Sag is the hottest next to Scorpio. So there you go. It is. Yes, I am bribing y'all. All right, let's talk a little bit more then, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you do have this awakening of your supernatural abilities and your aimbot. If you remember back to late January, I was freaking out about the fact that fucking Aquarius gave you aimbot, which I still never forgiving you, Aquarius. That is easily the most diabolical shit you could have ever done, because you know they shoot us. You know they shoot at Gemini. So I don't know why you would give Sagittarius aimbot to shoot at Gemini. I thought you fuck with Gemini. Okay. So like, you have been awakening supernatural abilities, and I don't want to sugarcoat that, unlike I would for other signs, because you are at the God level. You are an ascended being. So I'm not really going to sugarcoat humanity's inability to catch up to magic and the supernatural. I treat every single one of you like you're magic. Even a Bill Nye the Science Guy who pretends to be a muggle. I feel like Bill Nye pretends to be a muggle. And acts like, oh, what's the sign that comes after Sagittarius? Capricorn? Well, I don't know, but I'm going to say that astrology is whatever. Like, whatever. Cool. I consider y'all ascended beings, period. It is what it is. And as ascended beings, Pluto over the next 20 years is awakening an extreme sense of claircognizance that takes your that so Raven powers, Some Sagittarians see the future through inductive or deductive analysis or reasoning. And it's not like they're psychic, but they were able to look at the facts and interpret the facts. And based on interpreting scientific facts, they know the future. And then there's the Sagittarius that just know the future. Like they just seen it. They had a dream. And then there's Sagittariuses that do both. Okay. And regardless of however the fuck you do this, Pluto in Aquarius is awakening a claircognizance of knowing the meaning of what you're seeing, whereas opposed to the That So Raven dilemma, who's also Sag goddess, by the way, who can see the future, but she don't have the full context. Now you know. Now you know. Now you're increasingly knowing. Now you can put words to what you see. Now, which I have always considered y'all the most dangerous zodiac sign. So I feel like this makes you even more dangerous. And I don't know why the universe would make you more dangerous. I'm sorry. Anyway, I am going to say that over the next 20 years, you are awakening supernatural abilities. Why? I'm going to break it down. One, because Aquarius is your third house. The third house is the house of abilities. Aquarius is supernatural, whereas Taurus is natural energy. Aquarius is cosmic energy. And we're just going to call it supernatural energy because it fits my confirmation bias. So Aquarius is supernatural. Aquarius is third house of abilities and skills to Sagittarius. Pluto represents awakening. Pluto is in your third house of Aquarius. Pluto is awakening supernatural Aquarius abilities, third house to Sagittarius. That's why I'm saying take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. Because if another astrologer were to listen to that and be like, this is stupid, like that's actually a very dumb way to perceive this because it's not realistic to them. And maybe because they honor a more empirical and materialist reductionist lens of science, I'm not going to disagree with them. I'm going to say kick rocks. I'm going the sci-fi route. I really do believe that this is supernatural abilities y'all are awakening. And not all of you Sagittarians are muggles. In fact, I believe that none of you are muggles. And any of you acting like muggles, you got paid to do so. And that's neither here nor there, or to push some kind of idea. Cool. Regardless, Pluto in the third house, we're using the function of claircognizance, but this opens up a wide array of unique, futuristic, genius abilities, skills. This opens up a knowledgeable mindset and quality that makes your mindset genius, which it always has been, but it's awakening a lot more extreme quality of the way you think, of what you know, okay? And once again, unlike the Diaboliquarians, like I think Aquarius woman and Aquarius men just existing right now is the most diabolical shit ever. But like ridiculously, because you're their best friends and you're a whole terrorist. I know you're a whole terrorist. And I know you have the domesticated Sagittarians that are like, no, I'm not like other Sages. I'm normal. I'm not wild. I know you're lying. I know you're just fitting in so that you can blend in with the rest of these humans. You're not fooling me. You're not fooling me. You and Aquarius are not fooling me. And Capricorn's in between both of you. So that just says everything I need to know. That being said, I'm going to add to that. I hope I sound delusional. There's no way I won't not sound delusional. And I'm committed. I'm committed and I'm prepared to sound as crazy as possible. Okay. Regardless, Sagittarius, I want to know, is that what it feels like for you? Because I can say from my Geminian perspective that this is what I think. Gemini is I think. It's not I know. It's not Libra. I didn't do the peer-reviewed research Libra did. And I didn't do the extensive study that Aquarius. I'm just sharing what I think. I want you to let me know with my thoughts. Sag rising, Sag sun. Is that what you've experienced since 2024, especially late January of this year? You are actively activating every year over the next 20 years until 2044, higher increasing degrees of supernatural abilities. You just know things a lot quicker. You can see and understand where they're going a lot quicker. This isn't necessarily based on anything you've never done your whole life. It's just an awakening of more of what you've always had. And this is why I'm pushing the boundaries, and I'm just saying supernatural. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I want to be outlandish and say what you're accomplishing is outside the realm of what is considered possible, because I see y'all as magical beasts. I am actually practicing space racism when I talk to you guys the way I talk to you. It is technically space racism. When I call Aquarius Diabol Aquarius, when I call Sagittarius Sagittarius, I am actively dehumanizing you. And I am making sure to dehumanize you so you're not treated like us regular people. And that can have detrimental effects where people don't give you the grace to make mistakes like normal people. And if I contributed to this level of space racism that pushes you forward into embracing your godhood, which is a positive way of saying some fucked up shit I'm doing, then I succeeded. And I will continue to dehumanize you in the ways of talking to you like you're literally on a whole different level, because you are on a whole different level. They had to nerf Andrew Tate. I'm not saying this as a fan of Andrew Tate. I don't watch Andrew Tate, but knowing that he has Saturn, Uranus, and Sun, this man in Sagittarius, this man popped up out of nowhere and captivated the minds of so many men in such a short amount of time. They had to cancel this man immediately because they could not control the influence his ideas had. That's the power of one Sagittarius. Joseph Stalin was a Sag. Like y'all are a very dangerous zodiac sign, and the whole world knows this. Okay, I'm not trying to say it applies all the way, but there's a reason why checks and limits and balances need to be placed. Okay, so for those of you, he's also a Gemini. He's a true creator. All right, so for those of you who have experienced this Leo opposition with the sun and with Jupiter opposite now in, of course, Leo, is showing the world what you've broken through. This is the analogy I want to bring. Let's say the activation of these supernatural abilities is like writing a book. And now 6 months from writing that book through Taurus and Gemini season, you memorized it. And now that you are performing it by heart, okay, in Leo season, this is you performing the book you wrote by heart. You're performing it memorized by heart, your abilities. This is you throughout the entire year showing the next level of the supernatural. So when it comes to supernatural abilities, when it comes to God level abilities, I feel like you, Sagittarius, are one of the first signs to not only show this to the world, but also the Pluto Sagittarius generation of 1995 all the way to 2008. Okay, 95 to 2008, which now Jupiter will also be trining your Pluto in Sag. That is the first Pluto generation to awaken abilities at a godlike level. And that's what makes me think of the movie Chronicle. I think the movie Chronicle is about the Pluto Sagittarius Gen Z generation. Okay. You have a Pluto Sag baby? No way. No way. That's wild. I had no idea. Did you have it with the Aquarius? That would be so interesting. So yeah, this is very significant because with the breakthrough, this Leo season is the breakthrough of this awakening of the supernatural relative to how you show it. Oh my God, that's amazing. I didn't know that. Yeah, I had no idea. So yeah, okay. That's really the main point of what I want to say, of what I want to exhibit. Uranus is in your 7th in Gemini. By the way, tell me why I had back-to-back dreams with the Sagittarius lady. I had a dream yesterday and I had a dream the day before. I've never had back-to-back dreams of my princess like that. That's insane. That's wild. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it means something. Maybe you like me. All right, regardless. Uranus in the 7th house in Gemini, right, is innovating actively these partnerships. And this is where I'm saying Jupiter in Leo is the final breakthrough of what started in Gemini, that expanded what more you could communicate, that transformed the emotional intimacy through Cancer, and is now showing others how much you've evolved relative to how you're performing and showing that to other people, and how this is breaking through what you'll teach. So this is going to open up international prospects for those of you looking for partners, international prospects, international opportunities to teach, to gain higher education. There's a reflexivity between the learning and teaching of the 3rd and 9th house respectively, and putting you in a position to also lead by example and show people the meaning of these abilities you are going to popularize and show the rest of the world, because you are the first universal, you're the first collective entity, the creator, how to create coming from the heart. And all of that's going to lead to Jupiter in the 10th in Virgo coming into next year, which is going to complete this evolution cycle that you started 2019, yada, 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 jargon. Venus ahead of time in your 10th is polishing what this success looks like and how you achieve it before Virgo season next month, where you will begin the process of not only activating this, but the South Node has completed your 10th house. It has unlocked the game plan of how to achieve success. And now with the North Node going into your 3rd, this is the most important part about this Leo season. It's going to facilitate for the next 2.5 years the unlocking of these supernatural abilities. So Pluto is awakening, and then the North Node is unlocking abilities you're awakening. And that's what's going to intensify much more, while Chiron in your 6th is healing your lifestyle that Uranus has innovated. It's a lot I'm talking about. And of course, we'll push forward. While Mars is having you take action with others, it can bring an assertion from others. For those of you who are Sagittarius rising especially, I want you to let me know if you've noticed people talking crazy to you ever since Mars entered Gemini, because any planets in the 7th could represent other people, and how with Mars being militant there, people who are talking crazy at you, don't take it personal. It's just the environment. But I think they're talking to you in a way where you're looking at them. Do you know I shoot people in the face? Like, it's awakening your Sag energy. It's awakening your Sag perspective. Like it's reminding you who you are. Like, are you talking to? I feel like Sagittarius, people are talking to you in a way that's having you be like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Like it's triggering you. It's like, oh, do you know who I am? Oh my gosh, what? Like a Gideon. I'm a multi-millionaire. Do you know who I am? There's like, what the heck do you think? Excuse me, bitch. You're not gonna talk to me any which way. Don't worry, Sag. That's Mars in Gemini. It's gonna leave your 7th. It's just hyping people up. They forgot you shoot people in the face. It's cool. Some people don't care. It is what it is. It is gonna be having you take this unconventional action towards other people, with other people. Okay. And I think it's gonna put you in a position to open up, especially now with this 9th house activity, that's gonna challenge a lot of what you're awakening and how you take these mindsets and show them to people. So we'll talk more about that for Virgo season, how This Leo has kind of pushed through. Sag, I think, especially with Saturn in your fifth, you're reimagining your creativity. So the last by Sag will have a grand fire trine, which will now show everything is set up. We're setting up the Leo part of this grand fire trine. We've activated this entire world of creativity. You are disciplining yourself to step into. It's reminding you why you love you do, and it's adding a lot more discipline and authority over your creative talents, unlike Aries that's evolving their creative talents. So something to keep in mind, because this reimagination is going to go a long way in integrating how much more powerfully you express and break through this towards others. And that's what I got for y'all. All right, so we're going to step into the live readings. Once again, for anyone who would like a live reading, you're welcome to join the queue. It is totally fine. All right, we are going to start, of course, with Sir David. Thank you very much. David, we do know off rip, you do have your moon in Aquarius on the North Node in Aquarius. So you are, in a sense, a bit of a soul reaper, because your moon is within 30 degrees of the cap moon. You are a celestial. You are the celestial one, 29 degrees sun. You have the cap signature because it was before 29 aqua. Now, what's really interesting about this, in the 10th house at that, and then, I mean, Jupiter is close enough to your rising, so you're basically a god, bro. And why that's very significant is because it's easy to say that. It's another thing to embody that and step into that. Jupiter is in your first, and because 89 and 1990, we're having our nodal return, right? 89 first this year, and then 89 next year. This is returning us to form, but it is also reminding us of the destiny we're meant to achieve, which for you is going to have a lot to do with who you invest in, as well as what you're in a position to break through and with who. As a late Cancer rising, this puts Aqua in your 8th house. So this is going to influence a lot of the social value you have with the South Node in the second coming out the first, and who you invest your swagger into. What performances, what audiences deserve your performance. And that's going to be a lot more relevant when it comes to next year. But the nodes are immediately going to hit your Mars. You have a master Mars, which I feel Mars at such a high degree could work really well with athletics and just this mastery of super strength. Like Mars in Leo is super strength. Mars in Aquarius is supernatural strength, which is super badass, bro, because it does sextile your sun. And now we'll really focus a lot of this unlocking of what actions you take with who you trust. So this Leo season is returning you to form, bro. And it's going to begin to unlock your social value, your worth, the courage that as an Aries sun goes into you, building this foundation. Because as a 29 degrees Aries, the rest of Taurus is going to be within that 30-degree space. So the foundation of courage that you'll feel at home, owning your worth and value. All right. And also putting you in a position, you know, with Jupiter here to step into this evolution accordingly, especially with the opposition and full moon and new moon we'll have in your first and, of course, second house. Okay. So this is going to very powerfully prepare you to make the most out of already ahead of time cashing out on everything you activated late March. And this is where my Cancer risings with the 10th house Aries, this is very significant. Aries season, you activated this totality of the authority and the integrity that even comes into you, of course, achieving this success, walking this original direction, defining this success. So the second house trine to Saturn in your 10th, to Neptune in your 10th, is putting you in a position to now liquidate and come into the value of the actions you've taken earlier this year, to come into this social integration and manifest in the second this social integration of these original actions and of this original definition. Venus in Virgo is opposite your Venus in Pisces, and this is going to shape a lot more analysis and critical nature of your heart's desires and how this polishes ahead of time your mindset, bridging the dreamy, imaginary, metaphysical quality of your Venus and breaking through how much more you can connect with people who align with that, and how this also breaks through greater wealth as well, since it is coming into the 8th and 2nd. And yeah, as Mercury will come through your first and join Leo, this is just going to add a lot of flair relative to how powerfully you are more in a position than ever to really pioneer this next cycle of evolution that you have more than likely deserved and earned, and will really set up very powerfully what we have to achieve. Because unlike 2014, unlike the last time Jupiter went through our risings, we didn't have our Saturn return yet. Now we've had our Saturn return. So this is bringing around so much experience. This isn't our first go around. We're going to feel like we have so much more potency to move forward with now that we're integrating our Saturns in Aries, and it's going to anchor so much more authority moving forward. And I think that's going to be very powerful for you moving forward. So you can look forward to this Leo season as establishing this next cycle of evolution, how this is going to expand what more you can achieve and what more you're worth as a result, especially taking into account now, if we look at your natal chart with the progressed over it, we do see that, of course, your rising is progressed into Leo. So with a Leo progressed rising, this is extending this sense of how you're going to really start this new chapter. And now that your sun is progressed into Gemini, because you the first 30 years of your life was the Taurus progression, you're on Uranus. Uranus is conjunct your progressed sun. So you're on the crux of innovation. And this is going to have you really quicken a lot of how quickly your mind thinks towards the definition of you as a main character and the powers that are awakening through this as a result. So yeah, very exciting. So next we're going to look at Breath and Move. John, aka Jack Rupert. Let's get it. We know you're the Leo rising. No, you're the Pisces rising with the Leo moon. Okay, and as a Pisces rising, you're a god yourself. Okay, you actually have Zeus on your sun, so you're going to attract the Heras. You feel me? But what's also significant about this is Saturn and Neptune are in your second house. All right. Saturn was in your first house in Pisces. That eclipse 2025 was very important and unlocked a lot. And I know we talked about the inheritance and the trust that you've been accessing. So this is really cool. Now that Saturn is consolidating in your second, it's going to really have you manifest more responsibility over this sense of income and over the cycles that will build more and more wealth for you over time as you grow your businesses and business structure on this. This is exceptionally dope because you're venturing into music. You're taking your record label seriously. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm down to make more songs with you. Now we can do it a lot more smooth. Jupiter, it's not a coincidence that you're moving forward with Rasta Records ever since Jupiter went through your fifth house of creativity. So now that it's in Leo is where you're showing it, right? The fifth house was behind the scenes, getting the feel of it. Now that it's in Leo, it's you performing it. It's you actually launching it. In the sixth, as a Pisces rising, even though your rising has progressed into Taurus, it's 9 degrees Taurus, and will make this Leo your progressed fourth house, which is going to expand your comfort zone around the lifestyle you live. Jupiter in your natal six is going to expand the creativity of how you live your life. And as an Aries sun, it's making that 120-degree angle natally, which is going to shift a lot of course, how much more creatively you can express your talents within the lifestyle you're expanding. Your progressed sun is 26 degrees and the progressed moon is 23 Cap. So in 3 months, you're going to really enact the Sagittarius signature of final breakthrough, which will also go a long way relative to how powerfully and uniquely you're not only in a position to evolve your soul with Jupiter that's going to hump over your natal moon, but really create the day-to-day routine that really encompasses the life you want to live. A life full of creativity that's integrated with your beliefs of yourself and the dream you embody. A life full of awesome excitement. A life that frees up a lot more room for activities. And this is where you might move, especially with any real estate endeavors you're engaged in, because I know you are working on a few. Uranus is in your natal fourth, and extending Jupiter in your progressed fourth is going to make for unconventional shifts in these real estate dynamics, endeavors, and personal living arrangements so that you feel more comfortable living the lifestyle you live, getting out of old comfort zones. And this is where, as a Pisces rising, any other Pisces risings who want to also co-sign this, that 12th house breakthrough is going to be different for you than anyone else, because Pluto in the 12th awakens over the next 20 years this sense of unconscious competence that can blend very psychotically this relationship with the collective unconscious. And it can make you very paranoid because it can blend a lot of your innate unconscious connection with everything as a Pisces rising, a collective conscious entity, with the individuality of the components of this collective unconscious. So you, with this 12th house Aquarius, could sense people sending you messages without those individual people knowing that that's what you're subjectively picking up, even though these subjective messages have an objective reality for you. So it's like the collective control you. That's the difficult thing of being a Pisces or Pisces rising right now. It's like forcing you to be delusional, because in order to believe in certain supernatural facets that are specific to you, you kind of have to be delusional and believe that this entire group of people is Truman showing you and treating you a certain way, even though literally the individual components that make up this collective will look at you fucking crazy, because they're like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't do that. They don't know that they're a part of a collective unconscious because they're not aware of it. They're just one component. So there are ways with which you could have conflated projecting onto individual people what you're picking up on the collective, reflecting through them. And this is where the opposition in your 12th is going to break through the lifestyle and the routine and the behavioral patterns that support how to make sense of these dynamics in a way that doesn't really end up confusing you. With Chiron, that's going to come into your third house as it's retrograding back in a second, healing the sense of feeling like you're worth it enough and strengthening your abilities. And with your MC and Sag, whose legacy is to be seen, with which in Capricorn, you understand the assignment. This is going to break through very powerfully. All right. Uranus is en route to oppose your Uranus. Those of you born 86, 87, Saturn and Uranus 2032 will oppose your Saturn Uranus. All right. So, it's going to be pretty awesome. And I think it's going to inspire so much more of what you have to break through and enjoy. Jupiter, that's trining your Jupiter now in Leo from Aries, is going to just expand a lot more. For those of you who have Sun Jupiter in your chart, this period is going to be auspicious because you were born with the aspect that's happening now. And for you, Jack, this is going to fully draw and express the value of your identity and how much powerfully you stand in your worth and how you're getting ready to evolve the lifestyle around this sense of self-worth that you're creating. So please let me know if this resonates with you, bro. I don't even know if you and David are here for this, so I will leave this publicly available. It is available for fire. If you guys ever want to catch the replay, it will be here for you. And last but not least, okay, we do have Tyshana. All right. Scorpio rising, pure queen. All right. And we know you were born in 95. So you do have, of course, the Pluto Sagittarius. All right. As a Pluto Sag, creator of the new world. Although you're in the transition generation in between Saturn and Pisces before it went into Aries. So you're a reaper. Tyshana, you are a reaper on top of being a dark lordess, a pure queen. Let me make sure we're clear. The Pisces sons born in 95 and 94, I know what you are. You're gangsters. You're not regular people. You're gangsters. You literally control your own dream realms. Like, I just hate how it sounds like I'm gassing you up. I'm a Taurus rising. I just hate how it sounds like I'm gassing you up. I'm not gassing you up. It's the real deal. Like, you are a straight gangster. You are called upon to have integrity of your own beliefs, because you empower this Saturnian totality of the entire collective. And it's what makes you the total dream. Okay. Oh, okay. You know each other. I was about to say, yes, Scorpio rising. You can see it in the picture. You know, nonsense. She has Hades in her first. She can death stare you. And you have Jupiter in your first house. Like, you are really like that. It's not a joke. Like, you really like that, which connects to the second. You can manifest like this. You just need to see it. So, like, you have this presence about you that adds so much more karmic authority with and through you. It puts you more in a position to have to mean what you believe and to anchor so much more. No, I feel you, Lilac. Same here. You know, Gem rising, Taurus moon, Sag sun. It puts you in such a position to warp reality just based off of what you believe and how you believe what you believe. So this anchors you safely in the fifth house with the fourth house aqua, which means the evolution cycle that you started back in 2018, right? Where Jupiter went through Scorpio coming into 2019, really, where you had the Jupiter return. You're completing that this year and next year as Jupiter goes through your Leo moon, because you are golden divinity, the Leo moon, Pisces sun, and you're a stepper too. I love that. You have Pluto on your rising, you have the god of war on your soul, you have Kronos on your sun. So you're a total goddess. This is what I call a total goddess aspect. If you have any alien constructs on all three, like, you're so like that. It's not even funny. And I hate that it sounds like I'm gassing you up, but like, it's real, it's for real. And now this is completing this evolution cycle that's going to expand the presence you have performing and putting yourself out there, that your soul needs this exposure. It needs this attention. Whether you're comfortable with it or not, your soul will always put you in positions that need that in the ways that betray your own mindset. Maybe your sun in Pisces or your Venus wants to be low key. Your Leo moon is always going to get you in trouble so that you're out there. Your Leo moon is always going to put you in situations where you're out there. And it's not like it needs the spotlight. It just needs to perform. It needs to express. It needs to share its talent. Okay. So as Jupiter kicks off your rising star year, goes through Leo, expands in your 10th house, this is going to put you in more of a position than ever to evolve all the career opportunities that you have really kind of set in place. Yes, Pisces are one of the best at creating their own realities. It's just, given their duality, they can create nightmares as well as their dreams, because the duality of Pisces does not filter between good or bad. This is what makes Gemini and Pisces hermetic, very hermetic in nature. we don't do good versus bad. The duality of Gemini and Pisces knows that good and bad is subjective. So Pisces will create whatever is on their mind. It's not going to filter, oh, I'm only going to create the good things. I'm going to create not the bad. It's going to project what you keep believing. They live both. We live both in the actuality of what it is, period. It's human beings that created this subjective morality. Human beings are the only beings on the planet that have eaten from the tree of good and evil. There's no such thing as good or evil. There are things that are against our self-interest, and there are things that are for our self-interest. Things that are against our self-interest, we're going to call bad. Just like at a certain point where cannibalism wasn't against certain people's interest to see that, it was normal. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just showing you how extremely things transition. Now it's seen as a bad thing. It's frowned upon. But neither of these things make them inherently good or bad. They are just things. And this is where now, with Jupiter that is breaking through and completing its breakthrough, this is going to exalt more career opportunities. It encourages you to put yourself out there. The activation of this new moon that's going to be in the 10th house is going to activate this completion of what more you can accomplish and the quality of said accomplishments. Oh, by the way, you're a mastermind. I see you. Look at this 28-degree Mercury in Aquarius. You are a genius mastermind. And in the 4th house, you be trying to downplay how genius you are. 4th house, 28-degree Mercury in Aquarius is the type of intellect that's not going to let on that they know and are well researched in what they know so much more than they're letting on. Like you just say, your brain is able to process huge chunks of knowledge in a way that encapsulates what things are outside of the colloquial way it's said. So people can look at you like you're dumb because you don't, maybe you don't act book smart. Like there's a book smartness and there's like a scholastic aptitude you may forego. And people don't know that you're even more genius than the people who eloquently talk and explain themselves, because you just have a way of knowing. And yes, it's going to feel insane because of this collective quality of you taking in everyone's energy, especially with the karma. Like you hold the karma of all of existence on your shoulders. That's what it means to have Saturn and Pisces. Nothing about that is easy. Saturn and Cap, Saturn and Aqua, Saturn and Pisces are the most difficult Saturn placements to have. This is why we're late bloomers, because we have collective authority and responsibility over the entire collective. We're not just responsible for individual facets of ourselves, like Saturn and Aries, Saturn, Taurus, Saturn, Gemini, Saturn, Cancer. We're not just responsible for certain societal facets like Saturn, Leo, Saturn, Virgo, Saturn, Libra, Saturn, Scorpio. Once you're Saturn, Sag to Saturn, Pisces, it is a universal collective responsibility. And it weighs all of that on you. And that could be a lot to bear. But you chose this because you a whole gangster, period. So that's beautiful. Uranus is in your 7th. Venus is going to come out your 10th, go into your 11th. And I think this is going to really, once again, reflect in a powerful way the means with which you are more than ever in a position to really take into account how you've been harvesting this evolution since 2024. And you're going to really show others how much you've grown. And this Leo season alone, with the opposition of Pluto near Uranus and Venus, is going to break through your heart, and it's going to awaken this inner knowledge and mindset of how to perform moving forward. And let's not forget, you do have Jupiter and Sag. So as Jupiter and Leo trines Jupiter coming out your first, it's just going to expand with this abundant vision of yourself. And you're going to know how to position and really express that relative to how much you've been owning this. All right. Something to keep in mind, because now that Saturn we do see is in Aries, it is disciplining as a late Scorpio rising your creativity and how you integrate that creativity into your lifestyle, my friend. Okay. Into the way you live your life. And I hope this speaks to you. I hope this resonates with you. Uranus, that's getting ready to oppose with Mars, all of this is innovating how unconventional these actions towards other people are, which invites you to be crazier with people, to take action based off of the highest vision you have off of people before they even see it, which can have people project on you. And then they find out later you knew what you were talking about, right? So this is going to really complete all the work you've done since 2019. And this should feel like the beginnings of an accomplishment that you're going to build on from now over the rest of the year into next year. Okay. So you guys stay blessed as always. We're going to resume back tomorrow with the monthly Earth Tribe report. You guys are amazing per usual. And yeah, until next time.